Hey everyone. I just want to take some time to talk about something. Um, it's kind of a big deal for me. Um, the big thing is today being November 6th, um, 2008, my mom died, which was really sudden. Um, she died of heart failure. Got a call from my aunt early in the morning. Still in bed, woke up. Um, Aunt was basically hysterical, freaking out. And as soon as she told me that my mom wasn't breathing and that she called the ambulance, I had a feeling that she wasn't going to make it. Um, the big reason I wanted to bring that up, besides the fact that today is the same day that she died, um, is that it also has to do with partly has to do with a lot of things I've been dealing with as of recently. Back in 2012, I got pneumonia really badly. Um, at first, um, I thought I just had the flu because I had a fever, um, and just from symptoms and everything, I tried my best to tough it out. Got some flu medicine. I think that Theraflu stuff, and I was taking things to keep the temperature down. Um, Unfortunately, after so many days, it really wasn't helping. It was getting worse, um, getting actually to the point where I was falling over because it was so weak. Um, when I went um, to the hospital to get checked out and everything, not only did I find out I had pneumonia, but I also had a bit of a ear infection. Um, After I got through all that, it took me a while to get through it, um, because how weak I was and everything. I was extremely tired with my recovery, so I was sleeping like something like every 6 hours. Um, when I was done with that, um, I still had a lot of symptoms like vertigo. So basically, throughout the entire day, walking around, especially if I was anywhere where there's a lot of people moving around and everything, um, I would get like dizzy spells. I would feel really out of place and everything. Um, Another thing that made all this really difficult is at the time I didn't have health insurance. So basically, every time that I went to the hospital, I had to pay out of pocket. Luckily, I had a physician who was actually really understanding of my situation, was actually able to help me out a little bit. Um, he tried to find some things to help me out with it, with the whole ear thing, and eventually told me or referred me to some ears, nose, throat specialists. Um, Fortunately, just to see one, I was gonna have to pay anywhere between $200 and $300. Absolutely ridiculous to pay out of pocket. And at that point, I just did not have the money. It didn't seem like it was worth the risk, um, because of the fact that he didn't know for sure if that was the issue or not. Um, Basically toughed it out for quite a while. Um, and it wasn't. It got to the point where I just started kind of living with it. Kind of had to like avoid certain things and everything. Little things would make me dizzy, feel really out of place. Um, wasn't until one day that I was joining a new band and I was practicing with these guys, that I had to um, step outside just because I started freaking out. I started feeling like really out of it. Um, Went outside to check my temperature because I thought maybe I was coming up with something. Everything was completely fine. Um, but I decided that I should go see the doctor again, find out what's going on. Um, Doctor tested me. Everything was completely fine, no issues. And I mentioned things that were going on with my mom dying and everything else going on with my life, and she mentioned that maybe there's some issues I haven't dealt with. And I got set up with a psychiatrist, and a therapist found out that I have really bad anxiety. The point where, unless I take medication all the time, I feel the best way of explaining it is I feel like I'm slightly intoxicated all the time when I'm dealing with it. Um, so, I mean, driving is still safe. It's not as safe as normally, just because I don't feel as alert. But it's not to the point where I feel extremely uncomfortable. Um, but the big thing is, I mean, anything with like a lot of people makes you feel really uncomfortable. Can also feel nauseous. Um, Once I got on the medication, after it started settling in and everything, started feeling so much better. Um, Actually, this summer or this spring, I actually stopped taking the medication because I felt I'd be completely fine without it. Um, and I was actually doing really well. Unfortunately, recently, I went in to get some dental work and they put me under for it. Um, and after a couple days, um, I was fine. But as of this Thursday morning, um, I started feeling really weird. At first, I thought maybe it had something to do with the anesthetic going through my system. Um, that maybe I was starting to get sick in some sense. Um, as of now, it's Sunday, and I'm not feeling as bad. Before, I was feeling a little bit feverish. I checked my temperature. My temperature was fine. I was just kind of freaking out. I was feeling pretty nauseous. Um, the point of not throwing up, but just feeling really uneasy. Um, I haven't been able to set anything up with a psychiatrist as of yet. Unfortunately, they're closed on the weekend. I'm gonna find out if I can get an appointment without a referral from a physician. Hopefully, because I think once I get in there um, and get on the medication, I'm gonna start feeling a lot better. Um, Sorry if this video is rambling on. I'm just a lot of stuff I just want to kind of get out. Um, but yeah, I also just want to say that to anyone else who like deals with this, that I mean, as cheesy it might sound, I mean, you're definitely not alone. I looked up a few things, and apparently, I think it's about 18% of the population in America. I think it's around like 40 million people have anxiety. I mean, some more than others. Um, and there definitely are ways around it without the medication. Apparently, for me, it's not something I can deal with on my own. I thought I could, but unfortunately, I really have to get back on it as soon as I can, even if it means spending the money to see a physician before I set up my appointment. Um, Couple of things that do help though, um, without all that, playing music and everything, working on like any music and songs. Um, Recently made a new friend. She's actually been helping me out a lot, helping me relax and everything. Um, Not too much else I really want to say about this, except that if you feel like there might be something wrong with you and there's no like physical like symptoms in the sense of like a physician can't find anything, definitely seek out like a psychiatrist to find out if you have issues with anxiety, depression. Um, Unfortunately, living in America, health insurance costs, premiums, copays definitely makes things more difficult. But I mean, in the end, you just sometimes have to just tough it out because living with it, and for some people, I mean, apparently for me, is just too much. So I'm gonna have to deal with spending a little bit of extra money. I'm getting better. Anyways, this video is like more than 10 minutes, and I'm sure no one's gonna watch the whole thing. Um, anyways, I should be back to working on some music stuff pretty soon. Just little videos here and there just to keep myself busy and something to work on. Anyways, love all you guys, and hope to talk to you and see you all soon.